the technicality of double and triple entendres and you know, clever phrasing, have incredible syncopation and different rhythms and different ways to move around the track, have consistency, have range. You know, you could talk about, you know, pretty much anything. That's pretty much it. And that's very difficult to have all those type of things. You know, some people are great technically, and then some people are great at conveying a real emotion. I mean, because if you technically, you know, you have the whole English language at your disposal. You know, not to say it's a little easier. You know, if you could say anything, you could just say that red speaker with my white sneakers, and you could just keep going. You know, but to have a stream of conscious thought based on a real situation, you know, now you're starting to narrow the page, right? If you got the whole dictionary, the page is this big, it could write anything, and you're starting to narrow into a topic that's real, and you have to stick to that topic. You can't just throw anything in it, and then you write in double entendres, and then you have the syncopation and this, and you know, some new type of flow, and then you're doing it for, you know, 20 years, 15 years, or whatever, and it's like you have to consider that to be the qualifications of the greatest rapper. I think they're great rappers, and I think they're you know, a lot of people who've done amazing things, but if we're talking about the greatest, then we have to put everything into that equation, right? We're putting verses and intros and catalog, and you know, if we put in catalog, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to match the catalog that I've done. I believe it's all opinion, right? But you know, I mean, I have the stats to go with the opinion. Well, rap and music in general is always going to be #1, because that's the thing that opened up the door for all those things. You know, that there wouldn't be any NBA deals without the music, and there wouldn't be any clothing deals either, because I'm not a designer. You know, it's just really part of the culture, right? All the things that I'm involved with are really part of the things that I do. Like, I look at music and hip hop is part of life, everyday life. You know, you wake up in the morning, you put your music on, you take a shower, you turn on sports channel. You know, it's all part of it. You get dressed, and you know, it's all part of your expression. But I'm not a designer by trade, so there wouldn't be any clothing companies. You know, and just by virtue of the numbers of minorities owners, I know if you had to do something really special to be an owner, right? So, I mean, you have to be the greatest black basketball player ever. You have to have sold a network channel for $1 billion, or, you know, you had to be some type of entertainer. I mean, those are the guys so there wouldn't be any basketball ownership without the music. And it's like, at this point, you know, with all those other things, I clearly don't rap for the money, right? Because it's probably at this point the thing that earns me the least amount of money. You know, so it's really it's all full of love at this point. I made a song called "You Gotta Live with Regrets," so I was already aware of that mentality. I mean, on my first album, it's been something that I've had since, you know, I was a child. I think every move made, like if we're going to compare it to chess, I think every move made is to be learned from, whether it was a good or a bad move. And I think it all sets you on a path. So in order for me to take back any of those moves, I would have to be unhappy.